Hey sunshines! I just got back from my honeymoon the other day and I'm super excited to start planning for October. October is my favorite month of the year because it has Halloween, which is my favorite holiday, so I've done a sort of Halloween and moon phase theme for this October. It's actually a theme that I did last year, but last year I wasn't making videos, and so unless you were following me on Instagram way back then, you might not have seen it. This is my bullet journal from last year, so this is the theme that I had set up. This is my really big moleskin book. So what I've done is redraw some of this and add a few things. I really liked this whole concept though. I loved doing the moon phases for the numbers, so I've taken some of that and put it in my theme for this year. So before we start setting this up, let's go back and see how September turned out so far. So I didn't use my calendar too much, but that was because I was away on my honeymoon for most of the month. So you'll see there's a couple blank spots in this month, but that's okay. So now the habit tracker is filled in so far. As you can see, I had a great time on my honeymoon. Some of my faves in review, a little bit filled in so far, but of course I fill it all out at the end of the month. These are the first and second week, and then this is the week I was away. I did set it up just in case I needed it while I was on vacation, but honestly I did not end up looking at my bullet journal at all while I was away. So now we're just getting caught back up for this week. And that's it. It was a pretty simple month. So let's get started with October. So this first spread is something new for me. I don't usually do a cover page for my months. I tend to just use the calendar page as the cover. But this month I really felt like doodling and felt like going with my theme from last year, so I set this page up to have cover to the right and then a description of the different moon phases to the left, so that when I make my calendar page depicting all the moon phases in the month, I can refer to this so I can kind of know what the theme is for that phase. was just going to outline the moon, but then I thought as I was filling out this page that I would sort of color around it, but without coloring in the entire page, just to give sort of the illusion of a sky and that the moon was actually glowing. So I want the title to really stand out, even though everything's really monotone on this page. So I'm just thickening up the silver lines, and then I'm going to outline the whole thing in black. As a last touch, I'm just going to add a very subtle little gray drop shadow next to the letters. So that is it for the cover page. Let's set up a calendar. All right, that's the calendar done. So let's move on to some habit trackers. So that's the habit tracker set up. Let's do faves and now spotlight. I have just simplified this page entirely. Instead of having sort of a review page at all, I'm just gonna have a spotlight page, leave it blank, and that way I can write sort of any memories or fun things on that page as I wish throughout the month. So that's a super quick setup for that one. So last but not least, let's set up some weekly pages. All right, now that everything's set up, let's do a quick flip through. So this is the Moon Faces page and my nice little October cover page. Got the calendar here with my social trackers and cute little cat. Here we've got my habit tracker, which will look far more interesting when it's filled out. Same here with my faves and spotlight page. And lastly, my first 2 weekly spreads of the month. So let's get to some actual planning, shall we? And that is it. I am all set up for October. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel for new videos every Thursday. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. Until next time.